away from the new academic year and the rush is on. To share the government's initiatives and all the plans we have for you is our very own Dr. Dana Morris Dixon, Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information. Welcome, Minister.
Thank you.
You're in the green chair. It's not a hot chair. We're going to learn a little bit about you. And so I want you to tell us, who are you?
Who is Dana? I am someone whose mantra is be not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a beautiful hymn. It's my favorite hymn. And it says so much about who I am, because in terms of trying to do anything in this world, you can be held back by fear.
Okay.
And I'm all about trying to embrace that fear that you feel and move forward. And I've had to do that a lot throughout my life. And so I started out like many Jamaicans would, with, their dreams of going to university. And I got to do it. And I went to university. I studied economics. And then I did a master's degree in government. And then I did a PhD. I got a Fulbright scholarship from the U.S. government.
So that's where the doctor is, not medical.
Yes,
okay.
It is. So I did my PhD in the U.S. on a full scholarship. And I can tell you, I started out when I was 4 years old. I got my first scholarship. And it completely changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, from the very beginning, education was a big, big deal. And I know for many Jamaicans, education really is that route to success. And I've seen it in my life. I would not be sitting here if I did not get that scholarship when I was 4 to go to one of the best prep schools we had in Jamaica. I didn't come from a family that could afford prep school. And so I got that scholarship from my church, and it completely transformed my life. And so I know for me, being in this role as Minister of Education, it's very important to me that I pay it forward, and also that more people have the opportunities. Because many children who I used to play with when I was young at 4 never got this opportunity.
Okay.
Never got it. And so I know that our goal is to make sure every child has that opportunity.
Okay, so we're going to deep dive in that a little bit. But before we do that, we're going to cut for a quick break.
Sure.
Jamaica. For far too long, bad roads have burdened our communities. PNP once promised pothole-free Jamaica by 2003. That didn't work out for you. This Jamaica Labour Party government is different. We're not just talking, we're working, building your roads, delivering results. Under the Spark program, we're investing $45 billion of your money to build over 600 new roads in your communities. New sidewalks, drains, water pipes, and so much more. By November, we will complete the first 100 across all 14 parishes. This is for you, your communities, your roads, your future. We will get it done. Choose performance. Choose Jamaica. Choose the Jamaica Labour Party.
Welcome back. So the minister gave us a little bit of an insight on her academic journey, but we want to talk about some nice stuff. So we have a this or that for you.
All right.
Are you ready?
I will try to be.
Nothing too hard.
Yes.
Let's make it easy.
Yes.
First one. Physical books or ebooks?
Oh, Lord. I'm a physical books kind of girl. I'm very old school.
But I am pages.
But I have to be honest. I am increasingly using my Kindle. So I think I've moved into the future.
You've moved into the future. Okay, no problem. Ooh, a Jamaican specific question. Mm-hmm. North Coast or South Coast?
Oh, Lord. I am a North Coast girl. And that's just because the beach is everything to me. And the beaches on the North Coast are just absolutely amazing. And so if you ask me what would be my ideal weekend, it is going to be at a beach. Okay, and so it's the beach. I'm sorry, but I still love the South Coast.
Okay, so she took away the third question, which was river or beach. So third and final question.
All right.
Your fondest memory? Prep school or high school?
My fondest memory is probably from very, very early in my life. And it was probably me trying to learn to do a cartwheel when I was younger. I saw all these children learn how to do a cartwheel, and I couldn't do one. And this is me. I was not the athletic type at all, but I just kept going and going, and I looked horrible. And I remember at school, on the playground, just constantly doing it. And they were laughing at me and saying, you can't do it. And then eventually one day I did. And I have that memory. That memory is built into my brain.
So even though it's 1 p.m., it's 1 cartwheel or 2?
At that time it was 1. I was just happy to get 1 in.
Okay.
1 was enough.
Okay, fair enough. So your fondest memory, that seems like it's early. So we're going to start with prep school, early childhood prep school. Walk us through the results for this PEP results.
All right. So
yes.
PEP, you did really, really well for PEP this year. And many people know that we were very worried when our children did the grade 4 PEP exam because the results were really dismal. And so we had to implement a lot of strategies in order to help our children to move up. And the thing with our children was that those children were COVID year children. They were definitely affected by COVID. And so we had to understand that and understand the learning losses so that we could help them in order to get to better results. And we saw it in grade 6 after all the hard work of our teachers, our parents. We ended up seeing a dramatic improvement in the performance of our children at all of the subjects, actually, from your language arts to your mathematics, to your social studies also. And so it was very important, that work that was done, and we're celebrating those children, and many of our schools were celebrating. And I want to tell you something.
Yes.
Very importantly, our primary schools. Our primary schools did amazing.
And that's what I want to hear.
I have to celebrate them, because usually in Jamaica there's this big difference between your private schools and your primary schools. But this PEP exam showed you that our primary schools are moving up and they are getting closer and closer to our prep schools. The results were amazing for primary schools, and it says a lot. It means that no matter where you come from, you can get a good education. Even if it is a government education, it is a good education.
Okay, so I did say you're not in the hot seat, you're in the seat, right? Let's touch a little bit of a sensitive one.
Yes.
I hear everybody talking about civics in schools. What say you?
Oh my gosh, I hear them saying out there that we need to do civics in school. But we're already doing it.
Exactly. So talk to us about that.
The Honorable Fable Williams, she reintroduced civics in schools in 2022. That is 3 years ago. 3 is a nice number. But it was 3 years ago that Fable Williams introduced it back into schools. And over 500 of our schools are currently doing civics classes. And so, that notion that we need to do it now, we're already doing it. And we're going to be expanding it more and more. I always am so happy when some of our members of the public will send me books. They send me books. Look at what I wrote. And several persons have written new books on civics, telling the Jamaican story, talking about our values, which is so great to see. And I have some of them on my desk, and I pass them on to the ministry team to say, how can we incorporate this in our schools? So civics is there, and we're going to be doing it even better going forward.
Okay, absolutely amazing. So we touched on civics, the PEP results, and this or that said primary/prep or high school. The most recent one. Or CSEC Cape results.
I know. I am
Yes.
so happy. So happy for our students. CSEC results came out recently and they did really well. If we look at language arts or English now, because we're in the high school, so English A.
Yes.
We saw our students, 85% of our Jamaican students in our schools getting grades 1 to 3. So passing.
Don't
85%.
Don't move from there. You just said 85%.
Yes.
My math, even if I'm supposed to and count, that's more than majority.
Yes. Big time more than majority.
That's a big time more than majority.
Yes.
So something is happening and something is going in the right direction.
Yes, without doubt, we're going in the right direction, Jamaica. We are doing a lot in our schools. There's a lot happening in the schools. We're doing a lot of interventions in the schools. We understand that COVID really did big damage for our children. And so we were on a good upward trajectory before COVID. And then COVID came and we saw the results go down significantly. And so what we've had to be doing is working really intensively with the schools, doing a lot of camps. There were a lot of Christmas camps, Easter camps, Saturday camps. There were so many of them, and our teachers really showed up for that. The ministry officials showed up for that because our children matter. And so when you hear 85%, which is better than the rest of the Caribbean region, it's a big deal. It's cause to celebrate. We're going in the right direction. And then on maths, which is the other big one everybody talks about, there was improvement there, not where we wanted to be. We went from 39% to 44%. And again, we're above the region. So what it says is that what we're doing is working. We need to do it some more. We need to look at what's worked the best and implement those. But it says it can be done. And when you look at those schools that were at the bottom and see the kind of progress they made, some going from 9% to 70%, that's a big deal. It says that our children can be reached and they can get to greatness. And that's what I'm so happy about with these results.
So we're talking about results and some initiatives.
Yes.
But before we go into the initiatives, just put it in your mind.
Yes.
That will be our next discussion. What are we doing? Are we going to continue to do some of that?
Yeah.
And what next? But before we talk about what next, let's cue to the next commercial break.
We do so much already, now we doing more. We doing Jamaica Labour Party, yes, we doing more. For you, JLP doing more. For you.
We lowered JUTC fares, put more than 250 new buses on the road in 2 years, gave fuel vouchers to thousands of taxi and bus operators, and set up special loans to transport operators to assist their development. And now we're doing even more. This September, the new rural school bus system rolls out. Thousands and thousands of students across all parishes in Jamaica will finally have a dedicated, safe, reliable, low-cost rural transportation system. Parents will save money and the children will travel with the peace of mind and safety. That's prosperity in action. It's important for you to choose policies which are in the best interest of you and your children. Don't gamble with your family's future. Stick with the prosperity mission. Choose the Jamaica Labour Party.
Welcome back, Minister. So we spoke about results, PEPCC, the schools that are improving, and you made mention of some of the amazing things that the ministry is doing. Tell us about that. What does that look like?
All right, there's a lot happening and we're going to continue on that work. So we're going to be doing a lot more of the camps, especially because we do want to raise the performance of our children, especially in mathematics and in English. So that's going to be a given. Okay. We're also improving nutrition in our schools because that's a big thing. A lot of our children don't have the resources in order to be able to get the kind of nutrition that they need. And so in our schools, we already spend over $8 billion on our nutrition support program. But we're going to lift that this year. We're going to add another $1 billion to it in order to give our children in our schools that are underperforming in terms of our standards. We're going to give them both breakfast and lunch. Okay. And so they will get 2 meals a day, the children in those schools, and we'll still maintain the 5 meals a week for our children who are on PATH. And so that's a big change. Then in addition to that, we also have transport. That's another area where parents complain that it's so expensive and it's really painful for me. I know when I go out in rural areas, one of the things that pains me the most is seeing children missing from school, especially later in the week because money run out. And so this transportation subsidy that we're doing now and having our rural bus system in place is meaningful. It means a lot to a lot of parents who've had to say, maybe I can send 1, I can't send 2, or maybe I have to send you for part of the week. So we're giving the food support, we're giving the transportation support, and I'm so happy that in September it will be free to our children, and also on JUTC our children will be riding free.
So I would like to also pause here and say it's transportation, but it's safe transportation.
Yes.
And that's important, right? Yes. We want accountability for where our children are
Yes.
and how they get to school.
And that's a big deal
It's a
too.
big
So
deal.
many parents, if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
you worry when your children are on their way to school. We actually did a survey on perceptions of safety amongst Jamaican children. It was done with UNICEF.
Yes.
And what the results showed was astonishing. Students felt most unsafe on their way to and from school. They felt safest at school. And so
this is
that
not
issue
just-
is not just a yesterday thing.
No, it's
And
not
it's backed up by
theory.
data.
Okay.
And so many parents worry, is it safe for my child to go on that? What influences are they subject to
Correct.
on these modes of transportation?
So
and
will
so
the
this is
transportation
gonna be
have
great.
music?
It will not have that kind of music.
Okay.
If I have anything to do with it, they're going to be lessons on the bus.
Okay. Okay. Wheels and lessons.
And so
Yes.
parents are also going to be able to know when their child comes on the bus,
Yes.
comes off the bus. That's very important. There'll be cameras on the buses and also wardens on the buses. So this is as safe as we can make it to our children and saying to them, you don't have to feel unsafe on your way.
So we spoke about path,
Mhm.
very important. Transportation,
Mm-hmm.
and not just path as it relates to funding to the schools, but lunches. We're talking about breakfast, lunch. What next? I
Oh.
feel like the ministry is always doing something. And we've spoken about high school and primary school.
Mhm.
Heart,
Mm-hmm.
still free up to level 4? Is that still a thing?
It is a big thing. Heart is free up to level 4. And one of the things I say to our young people is take advantage of it. The heart of today is not the heart of yesterday. There's some really exciting programs there. There's the robotics things, the mechatronics things. There's so many things in terms of green technology and construction. It is a different look, heart. So if you're looking for something that is very future oriented, you can go to heart. You don't need to be going necessarily to university. And one of the things that's so exciting for me to see is some of our persons in our community who've retired
Yes.
telling me that they're going to heart. We have over 2,000 of them registered in heart over retirement
I was going
age.
to touch on that, because
Yes.
the perception is that you go to Heart if you didn't go to university or you didn't get the CSEC results that you wanted.
No.
But I challenge young people who are going to university as well, or you're in your good 9 to 5. Maybe you want to learn carpentry
Mhm.
or plumbing as your
Uh-huh.
side gig.
Uh-huh.
Never say never.
Never. And I will tell you, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do at heart. My schedule obviously is a problem. And I've asked them to find me a program that I can do on a Saturday. But it is a lot of professionals. A lot of professionals are looking at heart. They're looking at something that they love. They want to do something that's more creative. And also some of them just want a side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And so heart is that place, and it is absolutely free, whether you're young or you're old. We believe in lifelong learning.
I
And
think
so,
cosmetics
Heart.
is the issue. I can see.
It's really electrician work I wanted to do.
Okay. I'm sorry, but
That's
the
what
face,
I asked for.
I'm seeing the makeup. I'm seeing everything. I think don't rule it out.
Okay.
Don't rule it out.
Okay.
Okay, so we heart, and then the big ticket item.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about AI. It's almost like
wow.
during COVID when I call it the bad word, pivot. Remember in COVID, everybody said, we have to learn how to
We're all
pivot.
pivoting. Yeah.
We're all pivoting.
Yeah.
And now AI seems to be the
Yeah.
new hit thing. What's that about?
You know,
Is the task force still active? What's happening
it's
there?
not just a hit thing. It's really the way of today and the future.
Yes.
AI is here. AI is going absolutely nowhere. And I say to our young people, it's important that you understand AI and that you use AI. Now, you can't use AI to write your papers. We don't do that, but we can use AI to enhance it. And so in everything, what we're saying to our young people is AI is for the future. And so we've built it into our system. Do you know that we're the first Ministry of Education in our region
Mm-hmm.
to have an AI policy in education? Because we believe
That's
that
a big
AI
deal.
is big and our children must be conversant with it. They must be AI first.
Mm-hmm.
And so
It's
we're
going
using
nowhere.
Nowhere.
It's on TikTok.
Nowhere.
Have you seen the TikTok babies
Oh,
that they're
yes.
using with AI?
Oh, yes.
It's an interesting one.
It is, and we have to understand they're also dangerous too. Any
Yes.
new technology that
Mhm.
comes, there are pros and there are cons, and we have to teach how to responsibly use it. When I was a lecturer at UE, I used to have to teach my students
Mhm.
how to use Wikipedia because back in the day, when I was a lecturer,
It was
that
all
was the
about
thing, and I
yeah,
had to
it
teach
was
them
all
how
about
to use it.
Wikipedia.
And I used to say to them, I can tell when you took it, your homework or your paper, off of the internet. And I had to show them how to use it, how to do searches in Google properly. And we now have AI. It's just another level. But the same thing applies there.
So that's a good way to segment into our final section.
Yes.
See, teachers.
Mhm.
We're going to talk about teachers a little bit.
Yes.
Students, and finally, what can we expect for the first week of school? So you spoke about AI.
Mhm.
Are teachers prepared to dabble in AI as well? Because we talk about students using it, but what about our educators?
No, our educators are there.
Mhm.
And I think we underestimate our educators. Right when ChatGPT was launched, and then the whole AI discussion really started at the university, they had a session on AI in education.
Mhm.
And they were worried that, they weren't going to have many teachers. They were oversubscribed. Our teachers wanted to know, what is this new technology? And we've been using it in the ministry. We've developed a new tool
Okay.
that can mark papers for the teachers.
Okay.
So that frees up a teacher's time to focus on engaging with the students. And so we've started to roll out that new
There's
tool.
some strategy there.
Yes,
Okay.
and we have a new Jamaica Learning Assistant that we're going to be launching in September, where every child can have access to their personal teaching assistant. And so they can go on there if you're having issues with your maths.
Mhm.
There are going to be things there if you learn by funny things.
Yes.
There are tons of jokes on it. So if you want to know a joke about trigonometry or geometry, you can get it if that's how you learn. Or if you're more one of a reader and you want to know more about a topic, there it is going to be really beautiful. So we can use AI to enhance so much of our educational content, and we are about doing that.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yes.
You're doing a lot.
There's a lot going on, and I have to thank all the teachers and all of the ministry officials for saying yes to all of this, because it's an exciting time in education. There's a lot of change happening. If you talk to any principal or teacher, they'll tell you there's a lot going on, and we're doing all of this for the benefit of our children. And I have to say, I have some of the best stakeholders, because everybody is doing the best they can, and you're seeing the results in terms of our passes at CSEC, and you're also seeing it in terms of our PEP results.
So, Minister.
Yes.
We're at the end.
Oh, no!
So I am going to give you 30 seconds to tell us, what does the first week of school look like for you? And what does the first week of school look like for Jamaica?
All right.
What's that all about?
All right. So the first week of school is always an exciting time. But the first week of school, as everybody knows, is usually one of those weeks that's orientation and mainly administrative activities. So that will be the case this year. There's just a little nuance to it. There's an election on that first week. But it doesn't really change things. And so what we've done is to give the schools flexibility in relation to how they program that back to school and program their orientation or administrative activities that first week. And then we come ready on the 8th of September for all of the exciting new initiatives that we will be doing in our schools, including timetabling reading, because for us, reading is a priority, and we're so sure about this. We're going to make sure that our children can read by the time they leave grade 6.
That's a lot.
A lot. But
Good
stuff.
things. Good things. And so, on this podcast, 1 p.m., Jamaica, you know what time it is. You know which choice to make. And to keep the wonderful Dr. Dana Dixon just giving you the initiatives. It's not just bus after bus after bus. It's results after results and positive results. And to keep on that journey, stick with us, third term loading, and pay attention to our Instagram, TikTok page, our website, a manifesto coming, our achievement books. Anything that you can grab that says the Jamaica Labour Party, we'll have the information for you. Thank you for coming
Thank
Senator
you.
Minister.
I'm
It's
grateful.
absolutely amazing to have you.
Thank you.
We do so much already.